Even though I have to tell you, the statistics show it's happening in red states more than here, but so be it. But taking responsibility doesn't mean just taking the blame. It means taking up on ourselves to fix the problem. You gotta want to stop it, not just talk about it.
He's talking about the scandal that ended his political career. That's a soon-to-be former governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz. The last state address for him after yet another terrible day. Had the FBI raids over 20 so-called businesses across Minnesota on Tuesday. Somali fraud schemes galore. A scam Walz allowed, likely helped to conceal as well. There have been allegations of retaliation against whistleblowers that tried to call this stuff out from the state. They didn't want to hear it. They did not want to go after it. Billions of taxpayer dollars stolen, initially exposed by independent journalist Nick Shirley, as we all know. Tim Walz, just another political phony now, claiming he's been fighting this fraud all along with the DOJ. In reality, he helped to conceal it is quite likely. Congressman Brandon Gill joins us now. Your reaction to Tim Walz, so high and mighty in his last address?
Oh, it's refreshing to see a Democrat who finally cares about fraud, the same fraud that he perpetuated for years and years and years so that he and other Democrats could get reelected. The same guy who made sort of an implicit bargain with the Somali community in Minnesota, who was saying, I will look the other way, you defraud taxpayers, as long as you vote for me, I'm fine with it. I'm happy to see he's finally found religion, although we obviously know it's because of the Trump administration has forced his hand, and everybody knows about this, and it's humiliating.
That's exactly right. Wanted to get you this week because I wanted to ask you about this incredible moment, you questioning a pro-abortion advocate earlier this week in the best way possible.
What's your favorite type of abortion?
I am an advocate for patients having access to the full realm of reproductive health care.
I want to get your take on how much you like these. The first type is called a suction abortion. This is when the cervix is dilated and a strong suction, 29 times the power of a household vacuum cleaner, tears the baby's body apart and sucks it through the hose into a container.
I stand by my former testimony.
That sounds kind of gross, doesn't it? After dilation of the cervix, a sharp looped knife is inserted into the uterus. The baby's body is cut into pieces and extracted, often by suction. Do you prefer that method?
I would prefer to talk about the reason the hearing was called.
It's uncomfortable to hear this, isn't it? It is. I think it is, because it's barbaric and evil.
Something else, I mean, it's so fashionable to be pro-abortion until you're faced with the reality of exactly what it is you support.
No, you're exactly right. It's easy to be smug and condescending whenever you're talking about reproductive health and these barbarian Republicans who simply don't want to do what's best for women. Now, what's obvious, though, is whenever you confront these pro-death, pro-abortion activists with what they're really advocating, which is a gruesome, gruesome dismemberment often of little babies, they don't like it either. I think they realize that this is horrific and it is evil.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they call it women's health care, because it's probably one of the most critical euphemisms the Democratic Party has, and they have so many, don't they? One final thing for you. We talk a lot about migration into this country with you. The Supreme Court heard oral arguments earlier. The Trump administration's attempt to end temporary protected status for Haitians and Syrian nationals. Sonia Sotomayor arguing it's racist to prefer migrants from places like Scandinavia versus Somalia or Haiti. Forgetting, though, the simple fact that when you look at crime rates, when you look at the idea of a public charge, which means they do not put into the system nearly as much as they take out, that it makes perfect sense, and it's actually constitutional to prefer some people over others.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing racist or discriminatory about the simple fact that 65% of Haitian non-citizen-headed households in the United States are on welfare. That doesn't make our country stronger or better off in any way. It's also not racist to recognize that 91% of those who are covered under TPS, who are Haitian, in the United States right now entered the country illegally. 69% of them under the Biden administration. In other words, they were part of the massive waves of illegal aliens pouring across our borders. And the American people, as a sovereign people, as a sovereign country, have the right to determine who comes into our country and who doesn't. And these people never should have come in to begin with.
Exactly right. Congressman Gill, good to see you. Thanks so much.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt Tonight on Newsmax.